Make sure to always check your stuff to make sure it's tightened down. This is gonna kind of go off of what was going on earlier. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 11 Ball Hunter. So this is a very, very exciting video for me to film. I have sitting next to me my new bow. And before I get into what this bow is and what we're going to be doing to it, I first have to make a huge, huge shout out and a thank you to Anchor Point Archery in Amory, Wisconsin. So I'm going to overlay some footage of the shop I talk about them. If you are in the Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota area, or anywhere in the United States, go check out Anchor Point Archery. The owner, Jared, is an amazing guy. He's really knowledgeable in everything that involves archery and deer hunting. He's got his shop set up. He has PSE, Hoyt, Matthews, and one other brand. I can't remember what that brand is. And he has a full service, whether you're replacing strings, whether you need rest put on, whether you need your bow tuned up. Jared will take care of you 100%. And I honestly wouldn't have this bow here if it wasn't for him. And once again, I just want to say a huge thank you to Jared. I can't wait to work with you in the future. And you guys will actually see Jared on the channel quite a bit within the next 6 to 9 months. I'm going to go do some 3D shoots with him, and I'm going to be shooting this bow in 3D competitions and in archery competitions. I'm going to be shooting a hunting bow, because why not? So, yeah. Along with Anchor Point Archery, make sure you guys go check out Apex Predator Treestands. Steve and Tony are amazing. I wouldn't have been able to meet Jared without those two. I owe a lot of gratitude to them. Steve and Tony are amazing. So if you want a well-built product, American-made, and a veteran-owned company, what more wouldn't you want to support? Make sure to go check out Apex Predator Treestands and the Flatland Project. If you want to go learn how to do TACMed, if you want to learn how to save your life or a buddy's life, or if you want to learn CQB, if you want to get more efficient with a rifle, make sure to go check out the Flatland Project. Nate, one of my buddies, he helps run it. They're located in Nebraska and they're looking to reach out to Iowa now. So make sure to go check them out. Tell them I sent you. And yeah, let's hop into what I got here. So I'm going to move my camera and I'll show you what I got and what we're going to be throwing on the bow. So the bow I have is brand new to this year. It is the, if I can get out of my thing, the PSE Fortis 30. This is honestly an amazing bow. Super lightweight. Let me actually find the information out real quick here. And while I'm telling you information about it, I'll be doing a bunch of shots of the bow and whatnot. Actually, I've got the information right here. So, if you first off, if you'd like to get this bow or the Fortis 33 or any of the PSE line, make sure to give Anchor Point Archery a call. Talk to Jared or one of the staff there, and they'll get you hooked up with whatever you need. So the PSE Fortis 30, I got mine with the EC2 cam. I'm shooting 70 pounds at 27.5 inches. Peak ATA IBO speed is 340 feet per second. Draw length range 25 inches to 30.5 inches. Your factor preset's 29 inches. Your draw weight 70 pounds. Brace height is 6.875 inches, so it's a relatively forgiving bow. Axle to axle is 29.625 inches. Mine is set to the 90% let off, and I believe it has a 75, 80, and 90% let off module. So all you have to do is take the little screw out and move it, and you're at a different let off. Ooh, the bus cables are 35 inches. Your main string is 57.25 inches. Max limb bolt turns and bottom is 10. And I believe this is 4 pounds points, or 4.7 pounds, which I can check that real quick. Got my handy dandy little whatchamajigger. And it's gonna be a little bit heavier since I've got a vapor trail rest on it. We're sitting at 4.98 pounds, but like I said, I've got a vapor trail on here, so it's gonna weigh a little bit more than what PSE says. But that's under 5 pounds with just the rest in the bow. That's pretty damn good. So we'll walk through a little bit of features of the bow. Like I said, the EC2 cam. You got your Picatinny. So sights are going to be start moving to the Picatinny mount, which is a solid mount for a bow. You guys see up here, I have an AR-15 that has the Picatinny, and it's just a solid way to mount an optic to any platform, whether it's a rifle, whether it's a battle rifle, whether it's a bow, shotgun, whatever. It's a solid way to mount a sight to whatever you want to shoot, right? It also has regular sight mounting holes, which is what I'll be utilizing with my sight. I'll show you guys that when we get into it. You have your sliding cable guide, which eliminates noise and squeak. My Pse Stinger Max does not have one. It can be a little squeaky at times, but overall not bad. You have your rubber grip, which is a cool touch, or which is one touch. So when you're in the stand and in cold weather and you go to grab that bow, it's not going to feel ice cold. That's one reason why I really only wear gloves, is because my PSE Stinger Max does not have the rubber grip. The limbs are exponentially wider, and they have the full draw stability technology on it, so they're going a little bit wider limbs, so you'll be able to be more stable at full draw. It comes with a dampener up front. You can switch this dampener to the back. This also produces shock, and this bow has minimal amount of hand feel with nothing on the bow. If it's just a rest and a D loop, there's very minimal vibration in this bow when you break that shot off. I imagine when I get my stabilizer on it and some other various little things, there'll be virtually no shock in the hand whatsoever. And then you have your stabilizer mounting hole here. You can actually pop this out and utilize this for a stabilizer as well. So if you want to move this guy up here and then put your stabilizer down low, you also have a stabilizer mounting hole on the back side of the riser as well for a back bar. But I run the Trophy Ridge Hitman system, which has the back bar already on it, so everything's just going to be out front. Got the EC2 cams. What's nice about the Fortis 30 is that they have the shim system. So when you're tuning your bow, it's super easy. Just put it into a press, take the pressure off, pop your shim out, put the new one in, and make sure whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom the same. And there's a certain distance that you need. It has to equal to something. I will find that information and put it right here, like somewhere in here, of what that is. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of the PSE Fortis 30. So we're gonna move into what equipment I'm putting on this bow, and then I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of footage of me shooting it. So yeah, I'm gonna get the camera reset up, and we're going to move into how I put this thing together. Okay, so we're gonna be pulling a bunch of stuff off my old Stinger Max. So we're gonna do that real quick, and then I'll show you guys what we're all throwing on here. So, got everything pulled off the old PSE. So we're gonna hang this little fella up here. Come on, you can do it. Anyway, hang that bow up. I kind of walk to you guys what I got going on here. So I got the Tru-Fire Edge Hitman stabilizer system with the back bar attachment. I've got a 10-inch front bar and an 8-inch back bar. So that's my stabilizer. I'm running a Tru-Fire Edge quiver. I think it's the tight spot or something like that. I'll put it right here exactly what it is. But it's a 5-arrow quiver, super lightweight. I really like these quivers. You guys will notice the trend. I love Tru-Fire Edge stuff. I've got a. Actually, I can't even use this with this bow. The limbs are too wide. I have to find one that fits it. But I really like these bipods for a bow. You just set it on like the front part of your limbs, clamp it on, then you can set your bow. So you sit on these, and then you rest it on your stabilizer. So you don't want to put your cam on the ground. That's important. If you have one of these, do not set it back on your cam. But I got one of these. This was on my Stinger. It does not work with the Fortis 30. I have the Tru-Fire Edge React 1. I love this sight so much. I might only need to take like 5 or 6 shots for this thing to be sighted in from 20 to 100. We will get some footage later on with me shooting it. We're sighting this sight in. I'm gonna do a whole video on how to sight this thing in and what I think about this sight. I love this sight, but there's one issue I had with it that I fixed with a hair tie, and you guys will see that in that video. Yeah, and what's actually already on my bow is the, I'll pop this off here, show you guys, is the GI8X Vapor Trail limb-driven drop away. I've got it attached to my yoke. That was per the preference of Jared, and I trust his word. So it's connected to my yoke on the top, not on the bottom, and it's not on my limb. I'll actually show you guys the card here real quick. Actually, grab the card for that right here. Well, I also need to install these, which these come with the GI8X. GI8X, Vapor Trail Archery, Gen Integrate X series, the integrated mounting system, which this is actually dovetail mounted. It's a much more secure way to mount this rest to the bow, and you know it's going to be 90 degrees to the riser. It's a micro adjust windage elevation, full capture, Mountain Hunter, codename Zinger. Limb-driven arrow rest mounts to the integrated mounting system, micro adjustable windage elevation, full capture rubber overmold cage with 14 interchangeable colors. You know I'm getting lime green naturally. Top or bottom limb activation, which is awesome. Free floating launching arm for greater stability, resulting in increased downrange accuracy. Embedded rubber dampener in the arm stop block for sound operation. Includes shag pad, limb pad, and activation cord. Weighs 4.1 ounces. So, anything you guys see here, if you want to know more about it or want to buy one, make sure you get a hold of Anchor Point Archery in Amory, Wisconsin. You guys can call them. I'm pretty sure they have the website up. They have the website up. The website will be down in the description below. If not, their information will be down there. You go check out their Facebook page, give them a call, and ask for Jared. So now we're going to hop into actually putting everything on my bow. I'm gonna take off the Picatinny mount because I can't use it with this sight just yet. I think when they come out with the mount for the Picatinny, I'm gonna end up going to that. But we just have the normal bolts. I'm gonna go to the rear bolts, get that sight as far out as possible on my bow, and yeah, then we'll mount the stabilizer up, then we'll mount the quiver up, and then we're gonna go shoot. So I'm gonna get this camera moved around and we'll throw some stuff on this bow. So we got the quiver mount on. Let's just retighten these down. Now we're gonna move on to getting the stabilizer on here. So actually we're gonna move on to putting this the rubber arrow pad on. We're just gonna slap it on right yonder. So to do that, all you do is take off the sticky and stick it on there. It's pretty self-explanatory. So throw the sticky. Get lined up. Sticky pad. So what this is for, when your arrow is just sitting idle on the rest, it sits in here so it doesn't go all wibbly wobbly on you. It's good to go. Now we're going to throw the stabilizer on. Kane just showed up with his kids and his wife, so we're going to get this put together and we're going to go out and shoot. So I'm gonna throw the stabilizer on. Tighten this down. All that goes in there along the way. Love you. Let me really crank that thing down. Put this in. Turn that down. Back bar. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to adjust the angle of this if I can find the correct size for this here. Am I really going to go through every single one of these? I feel like I'm missing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find the correct size with that. Okay, now we're cooking with peanut oil. Found the right size. So I'm gonna loosen. Wow, I really tightened these things down, didn't I? Loosen the back bar. Bring the angle out just a little bit. Looks good. I'm gonna throw this in my pocket so when I go shoot, I can adjust the angle. So there we go. I don't know about y'all, but I'd say that's it's a pretty damn good looking bow. What do y'all think? So we'll actually see what the weight is. So after I threw everything onto this bow, it was at 4.9 pounds with just the bow and rest. I'm sitting at 7.9 6.9 pounds. Let's take the my quiver off, reset it. 6.8, so 6.8 pounds with everything on my bow. My sidebar, stabilizer, sight, and all that jazz. I might have to mount this to the lower holes. I'm actually gonna bring all of my things out with me in my box, so I might have to lower my scope a little bit. But I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much to Jared for helping me out, and thank you so much to Steve and Tony for getting me in contact with him. I could never repay you guys. I am forever in your debt. So, without further ado, let's go shoot this bad boy. Actually, first off, let's see how much the draw weight is. $68.74. Yep, about 68 pounds. So let's go send some arrows down range with this bad boy. So I'll see you guys outside. So I'm hoping y'all can hear me all right. It's windy today. Naturally, it's the Midwest. Why wouldn't it be windy, right? So got the Fortis out. It's the next day. I ran out of light, so my buddy Caden came over last night and we got his bow dialed back in, and I shot this a few times, and I'll tell you what, this is probably the best shooting bow I have shot in a long time. But just look how nice that is. That's such a sexy bow. Kudos to PSE, you guys did one hell of a job with the Fortis. I'm so excited to be shooting this bow. Huge shout out to Tank Point Archery. You guys are amazing. Shout out to you, Jared. You're one hell of a guy. I honestly can't thank you enough. So we're gonna take a few shots at 20 yards. I'm gonna take one with the camera sideways, then I'll set the camera behind me and get some shots of this. So let's do a montage deal here. Actually, I'm gonna pop my quiver off. I'm not a huge fan of shooting my quiver on, so unless well, I'll practice later with it on, but just for this purpose, I will not. So, for sure. In frame. Opa. So if y'all can hear me all right. So we're gonna put some arrows to this bad boy. I tried to film this earlier. No joke, if I put 200 arrows to this bow today. But I tried to do this earlier and I realized I didn't tighten down. What was it? This one, and I think this one. So I was getting false readings when I was trying to paper tune. So I tightened everything down, got everything tuned, and now we're ready to rock and roll. Make sure to always check your stuff to make sure it's tightened down. This is gonna go off of what was going on earlier. So yeah, I got my Tru-Fire Edge Reactor 1. I don't know where you guys can see, can't be able to focus, but oh, I don't want to be on 60. There's my 20. So I got my 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. I just shot 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 just to kind of see how everything was zeroing. Seems pretty on. So we're gonna shoot this a few times, kind of give you guys a little taste of what this bow's like. If you guys want, let me know and I'll do a video on how to actually sight one of these sights in. They're easy as all hell. You just set it to 20, get it, so you set it to 20, and then you have this front lock here. You can open the lock up, and then you got your windage and you got your elevation. It's just like a turret's on a scope. So you walk your pin to your arrow, and then you just make your micro adjustments, and you can go little click by click by click. And yeah, you just dial in your 20, then you move back to 30. So they say go 20, 40, and you're good to go. I go 20, then I go to 30 just to make sure I kind of get an idea of where I'm hitting, and then I push back to 40, and then you just take a you take one of these guys, and once you got this thing set to 40, so I'll give you guys an example here. So I'll set my 40. I guess I am showing you guys how to set this thing in. So we'll open these up. This is where my Stinger Max was sitting, right? So I got my 40 dialed in. Now I'm just gonna turn it, get that red one lined up. Look how much more that tightened up compared to my Stinger Max. My Stinger Max had the sight maxed out, but this thing tightened it up so much. It's nuts. It's so nuts. I've never had a bow this nice. I'm tickled pink. So I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shoot some arrows. I'm shooting one at 20, 30, 40, 50, and you guys will see all that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Mind you, it is windy as all hell, so my group might be a little open. I know it's not gonna be as windy tomorrow, so I'm gonna come out and reconfirm my 0 tomorrow when it's only like 5-mile-an-hour winds instead of like 17. There's a few things you don't do in life. Don't throw hand grenades uphill. Don't piss into the wind. Don't sight a bow in when it's 15-mile-an-hour winds. Sure, shot's good. Woo! Just below the dot. I'll zoom in here so you guys can see. This thing does not want to go. Just below the dot. Now we're going to push back to 30. Now we're at 30. Down my side end. Just a tad high into the left. I felt when that shot broke, I kind of moved my bow a little bit. It is what it is. But from where I watched my pin, from when I broke that shot, it hit exactly where my pin was sitting. So there was 30. Now we're gonna move back to 40. I think for this 40-yard shot, I'm actually gonna zoom in on the target so you guys can see exactly where that arrow hits. This thing's so finicky when it's locked. Okay. So here is 40 yards. Dial in 40. Okay. Little left. Oh, that wind's kicking me around really bad. Not bad though. Zoom out. Like, no joke, that wind is kicking me around. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not because of this dead cat, but it's ridiculous. Get this turn. I know you guys can barely see the target, so we're going to zoom in on it. 50 times zoom. this ain't a shake. So it's like doing whatever the hell it wants. Okay. So we're at 50 now. I'm gonna flip my screen around so I can actually see. Let's see, dial 50. Put them out in the way. Okay. The 20-yard arrow that's sticking in the ground is almost blocking it. Where'd that hit? I think I dropped the bow a little bit. Oh, hello. So we'll walk into the target from 50. Yeah, I definitely dropped the bow. I like I said earlier, I probably shot 200 something arrows today at 70 pounds. So my shoulder's feeling it. I'm really not my shoulder, I'm just, you know, tired. But there we go. You know, honestly, I could not be happier with this bow. I really want to get out and shoot it tomorrow when there's a lot less wind. But this is my 20, 30, 40, and then 50. Of course, you always have one little flare when you're out target practicing, but overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this bow. If you're looking at a new bow and you want to get a flagship bow, head up to Ankle Point Archery and shoot all of them. I've shot the Matthews flagship bows, I've shot Darton, I've shot Hoyt, I've shot PSE, and honestly the PSE fit me the best. That's why I absolutely love this bow. If you're looking at a new bow, like I said, check out Ankle Point Archery. Jared's a great guy, he'll get you hooked up. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the setup of my bow and a little bit of range time with me. So if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to 11 Bow Hunter for the rest of our shenanigans for the year, make sure hit that sub button. And as always guys, hunt smart, hunt safe, and I'll see y'all